There's really not much for me to say about this feature. I think you will all appreciate it on its own merits. So there will be a Q&A session afterwards with the director and some members of the cast and crew. And so please do stay for that, and we will be inviting questions obviously from yourselves. So without further ado, again, welcome, and please enjoy Janessa Starkey's Behind the Door of a Secret Girl.
I'm 18 and a senior in high school. The tribe I come from is the United Auburn Indian community. I started writing this movie when I was 14. I went to my mentor, Jack Kohler, with the idea. He said, let's make a movie. We made the film. It was great and fun. Jack came to me later and said, we should make this a feature. I said, oh, what? He said, a feature film. It's a full-length movie. I was like, oh. So anyways, I was nervous at first, but little by little I got over the fear. I didn't want my story to change. I thought stepping out of my box would crush me. But now, I think if you get crushed by sitting in your little box. I was guided towards the little crack in my box. I got out and did what most dream of. I made my movie at 17, a junior in high school. I thank the many people in my life for the support they have given me, but I would like to especially thank the two people that have guided me towards this place today. I love you, Mom. Thank you for everything that you have done for me. Thank you, Jack Kohler, for believing in that 14-year-old girl. This film is dedicated to all the tribal members that have passed, and also my papa, a very hardworking man that is still living on strong today.
So Janessa, just very quickly, I've got a couple of questions, then we'll open it up. Unfortunately, we haven't got as much time as we'd hoped for. But from your speech, the assumption is this is your first feature film.
Yes.
You've done some shorts before?
Yeah, I've done a shorts.
How would you compare the experience?
It's a lot different. When I do shorts, it's usually a couple days, and then a couple days of editing, and then it's done. This was a really long process, a lot of stress, a lot of time, and a hard work.
How long was it, the process for the feature?
Well, it took 4 years to write it. It took, let's see, 12 days, 12 16-hour days to film, and 3 pickup days, 5 hours each.
It's impressive. So, what equipment did you use to shoot and edit? Because I know the filmmakers here are probably interested in that as well.
We used the Red camera, and we shot it in 4K resolution. We edited it on Final Cut Pro.
Excellent. Well, let's go immediately rather than me asking any other stupid questions. Let's go to the audience. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir.
How do you agree with that based on your experiences and what you're really
The depression part was my experience. I've been suffering through depression almost all through my teenage years. I thought it was important to write about it. That's kind of how I get through things, is writing. I don't really take medication, so I think having an outlet is the best thing when you have depression. And then, and then to answer the other part, the story was based on recent events over the past 8 years and has occurred on at least 3 different reservations in Arizona and Colorado and Montana.
I think the question was, how did you cast the movie with such talent and diversity of talent, flying police and the like?
Well, we just looked up online NorCal casting, or like places like in California, like Northern California, like people, and there's a lot of talent out there all over. So we just called the NorCal casting and other casting places and friends that we knew, and then we just did a long casting process, just like any other film would.
So I guess the follow-on question would be, what was the budget for this film?
It was actually $30,000. All of it was paid by my tribe, and they're very supporting when we have dreams, and I love that. I thank them very much.
Where'd you get that dress? I do have a question, but
ECBG.
you look great.
Thank you.
So I do have a real question.
That was it. I'm going back to back there was a question.
If you flirt, you lose. The capture the flag type game. What was the inspiration for that?
Just always having fun. I don't really know. I mean, like, we at first had like them in a skateboarding kind of group, and then we're like, well, why don't we just do something kind of crazy and have them shooting airsoft guns? Because in my area, a lot of guys play paintball and airsoft and all that kind of thing. So it's kind of how we came up with it.
You obviously like must put like hours and hours of time to this, but where do you fit like yourself in like all these different types of films?
Everywhere, I think, because we only had an 8-member crew.
Wow.
Yeah, all of us had to do a lot of extra work. You know, there was the makeup artist, and she was doing the boom, and then there was, you know, like the just everybody was just working really hard, and it was a lot of sweat and tears that we went through. And I think I've been through the entire process. I love doing that. I like being just all around the entire thing. I don't like just leaving. I want to be there every moment.
What's your favorite part of the movie?
My favorite part? I don't know. I think seeing the boys in boxers.
I'm from Mom, but you should let people know where you shot the boxer scene.
I shot the boxer scene at my grandpa's house in the backyard.
You moms just have to embarrass your kids.
Of course. I dealt with a lot of bullying in my school, a lot of racial things towards me. I'm a Native American, and I mean, we're not really that popular in school because, you know, there's mostly white, black, Mexicans, and so at my school it was in a hick town, and I dealt with a lot of that, and so I wanted to incorporate that because a lot of girls do go through that.
Before we carry on with any questions, I wish we'd have more time to focus just on the director, but we have a wonderful opportunity. So what I'd like to do is invite the rest of the cast and crew that are here this evening. The camera is here, and actors here. All of you that were on the cast and crew, if you'd please like to come down. And obviously then, I think the filmmakers who are here will be able to ask questions of more than the director, who is obviously very interesting, and you continue the questions. But this way you can see the breadth of the creativity and input. So come on down.
Janessa brought me this great story on 3 pieces of paper that had been crumpled up a bunch of times, and I read it, and I'd never heard about cutting, and I didn't realize all the depression she was going through, and then I said, well, one way to get through it is write about it. So I kept pushing her to write, and so for 4 years we wrote the script, and then finally I said, okay, enough of the script writing, let's just shoot your film.
What did it mean to have, because you credit Jack as co-director and co-writer on this project. I mean, what was he to you, obviously as a mentor, but what was your experience having somebody like that? Because often when you're a director on a movie, you feel you have to be the person in charge, and it's a very lonely endeavor sometimes. But to have somebody like that working with you, what did it mean for you?
It meant a lot because I don't think I would have gotten through it. I think I would have like been the first day and been like, I can't do this. You know, he was there supporting me. He was there working so hard, and he was pushing me to work hard too. And even when I was like feeling really, really tired and worn out because I've never done anything like this, you know, he'd be like, okay, we'll take a 5-minute nap and then we'll shoot again. And then, you know, he just kept pushing, and he was really supportive, and he's always supportive, and he's always pushing me to do better and to just keep going. I wouldn't have been able to get through with that.
That sounds like a producer to me.